All right, everyone. Welcome back to Fantasy Poolies Sports Talk. After nearly a 4-year hiatus, guys, a 4-year hiatus, we are back. And for those new to the show, this is where we mix banter, footy insights, and of course, we massage Adrian Pena's, aka Big Daddy Gaucho's ego a little bit. Even though all of our previous content somehow disappeared, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow us on Instagram. Today, we're diving deep into the latest Champions League results, recapping a wild weekend in Serie A, and debating if some of the latest hot takes are in the locker or not. So now, you might be wondering, guys, I don't know if you've wondered this or not, but you might be wondering what brings us back, and it's pretty simple. Luca made a wild comment in our WhatsApp group chat that this podcast was better than the Kelce's Brothers podcast. So we had to put that to the test. And we know that, Luca, we know you're pretty high on Marvel superhero movies. So tell the fans out there, the return of Fantasy Poolies Sports Talk is like which Marvel sequel?
Oh, that's deep, eh?
First one. We're going deep question. Right away.
Yeah.
I know these are high on your list.
Yeah. I would say this is the equivalent to Spider-Man 2, but not Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. We're talking
Tom
Holland, yes. This is Spider-Man 2, I think, away one of those from home, very similar. And let me clarify that I only listened to one episode of Travis Kelce.
Just one singular episode for only 6 minutes.
It was with Adam Sandler. I'm like, okay, surely this is fire. It's Adam Sandler.
By the way, sorry to interrupt, the Oscars intro. Did you see Adam Sandler at the Oscars intro?
Yeah, with his
amazing, just amazing.
Yeah. He was dressed ready to play pickup basketball.
Yeah, Kelce Brothers, Adam Sandler. All they did was talk about Waterboy and Taylor Swift. You gave about that, I gave about that.
Yeah, I mean, we're on a Taylor Swift break right now. It's off season. Give us a little bit of a break of the T Swift content, right?
Yeah, it was a hard give for me. I mean, okay, we know. It was okay, and they're better than us in certain aspects, but they're not funnier than us. Pena banter, what's better than that?
Okay. Wow. Pena, what Marvel? I don't know if have you ever gotten invited to watch a Marvel movie with Luca and the movie crew?
I sadly am not part of the Marvel crew. I'm not sure why. I kind of think that I'm a good time.
They're not high on your list.
You could be. You could be part of it, for sure.
I feel like I've earned an invitation, but I don't know. It could be because I'm Hispanic, maybe.
Yeah, it has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, Jamal goes, so it can't be a racial.
Yeah, but that's already, so you have one friend in the group that's a DEI hire. Jamal is the DEI hire. So, yeah. So 2 is too many. As we saw in last weekend's men's league game, once there's too many of them, things get crazy.
Okay. Well, before we kick things off, we're back the second time around now. And we got sponsors nowadays. So a quick shout out to our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Addison Albert Events, bringing you the most elegant and luxurious weddings and personal events. If you want your special date to be unforgettable, you know who to call. And a big thanks to the Genius Studios, specializing in business-to-business marketing and corporate events. So if you're ready to add a little genius to your business, check them out and take your brand to the next level. So with no further ado, let's kick things off with the latest Champions League action. Today, Champions League kicked off, and it was a night filled with goals, drama, and a few surprises. Real took home the Madrid derby there, 2-1. It really lived up to its billing. Rodrigo opened the scoring early, and then what a screamer by Julian Alvarez. How do you say that? Julian?
Wait, buddy, you said that perfect, eh?
Julian Alvarez.
Wow.
And then decisive moment in the second half when Milan legend Brahim Diaz showcased some brilliant footwork to net the winner. Arsenal put on a masterclass in the Netherlands against demolishing PSV 7-1. They did what Juve couldn't do, was score against PSV. Martin Odegaard took home the Man of the Match award there. Villa 3-1 away against Club Brugge. Looks like the Cinderella pixie dust has come to an end there. And then over in Germany, Borussia and Lille played out a 1-1 draw, leaving everything open for the return leg. So I guess we'll start with the Madrid derby. Pena, we'll turn it over to you here. Dissect that game for us. Give us your analysis of that 2-1 Madrid win.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it kind of plays out exactly how you think it's going to play out. My thoughts on Simeone have always been the same. I think he's an amazing coach, but I just think he gets too stuck in his ways. I think he finally has like elite offensive talent, which is one thing that he's probably never had up to this point. But he always gets stuck in like his block of 8 guys. And,
he is.
And then he's got Julian Alvarez. Okay, he has one magical moment, but you would just love to see if like I think the Madrid team could have been a little bit more like vulnerable, but with the way that like Atletico sets up a lineup, it's difficult to poke at the holes that's in the Madrid kind of team. So it played out exactly how I thought it was going to play out. I mean, I'm obviously a Barcelona fan, but they always find a way. It like needs to be studied by like researchers. They can be going into a game in their worst form. They're losing and dropping points every weekend in Spain. Everyone's, they're in crisis. Everything's in trouble. Atletico's in the best form ever. And then it's like, here we are on a Tuesday, and you know what's going to happen. Real Madrid's going to win in Champions League, and they're going to advance, and they're going to be in the final somehow. It's just a story that keeps on playing out over and over again. And if we expect it to be any different, I guess that we're the crazy ones. But yeah, as I expected, he was going to set up his block of 8, and he was going to try and counter their faces off. Unfortunately, I mean, it worked with a magical moment, but yeah, it is what it is.
Decent result still, I think, because it was at the Bernabeu, right?
Yeah, like you're still alive and you're going back home.
Still alive, but I feel like you need a tie away if you're Atletico. Still going to be
1-1 would have been
yes and no, because like the 1-0 at home is like it's who they are too. So 1-0 at home sends them to extra time and
shutting out Madrid. Who's shutting?
With the way Mbappe's playing right now, it's going to be tough.
Valverde played right back again, right?
Obviously, it pains me that he wears a Real Madrid jersey because he's Uruguayo, but he might be the most complete player in the world, and I'm not saying that as a
very good.
Uruguayo. Like
no, this one we could agree with. We know you're biased. 3% of the time.
Like he literally slides into right back, and like he's like the best right back in the world. He plays at 8. He's one of the best 8s in the world. Like it's getting a little wild now, just how he moves around the entire lineup, and he's a world-class player anywhere he goes.
Kind of like Koop Miners, because we play him a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, actually, just like the polar opposite of Koop Miners. Yeah, the actual polar opposite.
If you think about Koop Miners, think of the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what Valverde
I think what Mota's going for, I think what Mota's going for is that he wants to show the young guys how not to play for Juventus. That's why he keeps on playing Koop Miners. And on next year, he's going to take it serious.
We'll talk about Juve and Serie A in a little bit.
We'll have time for Juve. We're going to have time.
Second leg predictions there, what do we think?
In the Madrid game?
In the Madrid game.
Real's going to...
Yeah, I got Real Madrid 2-1. Real Madrid
2-1 again. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I could see another 2-1. Yeah, that's a good result.
And what do we think of this Arsenal? What do we think of this Arsenal?
I think that Juve sucks. That's what I got from that game.
What are your takeaways?
I think that tie said more about Juve than it did anything about Arsenal.
No, but you know why? They didn't say that because I know for a fact if we play Arsenal, it's going to be a challenging tie. They're probably slightly better than us.
No.
Agree with that?
Oh, that's 100% true. Like if Juve played Arsenal, to see just like at the end of
like 5-1 maybe?
No,
not even close.
At the end of the day, you're still a legendary club. Arsenal would come and they would know that it's Juve, and they would set things up a little bit differently. Going and playing, a weaker opponent, they go in knowing, okay, we're significantly better. We have all the world-class players. I don't know. I would have loved it for it to be Juve Arsenal. Oh, like that would have been a better game.
What a result. It was in Holland too, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, they just
you can literally rest everyone on the second leg.
And I listen, I say this, I watched PSV over those 2 legs. They were a decent team. Like I'm like, get catch you in the counter. Really good out wide, get the ball out wide, got some nifty guys. Even
Lang looked like Ronaldinho against Juve.
And then 7-1. Calafiore's just, we need Douglas Luiz and Koop Miners, but not Calafiore's.
Yeah. We dropped the
move
ball
you
on
there.
that one.
Good move leaving it and going on. Yeah.
Villa got the 3 points, 3-1 away to Bruges. I think that one's all pretty much said and done.
Yeah, but Bruges at 1-1, Bruges had a absolute stonewall sitter that the Greek guy, Zolis, murdered over the crossbar and like
That's
2 minutes
Soti's
later.
buddy, I think.
Yeah, I think it's his cousin.
They party in Mykonos
I think he
together.
invented
Sure.
like Nero or something.
Yeah.
So, it was 1-1, and they had that clear chance. He skied it like 15 yards over the crossbar, and literally like 3 minutes later, goal. So footy works that way.
Own goal as well, right?
Yeah, it was a good early cross in behind, and the center back. I mean, he had to make a play because literally a striker's right behind him, and he just got unlucky, put it top ched. Yeah.
And last but not least, Borussia and Lille all to play for. I guess you got to give the edge to the home team in the return leg there. You got to think Jonathan David won't be held off the score sheet 2 games in a row. I don't know. I give it advantage Lille on the way back, but I'm also in hard giving mode for that game.
Still feeling a great game though, Jonathan. Very good game.
No, we don't give because of Jonathan David.
Yeah,
No,
but like
we care about Jonathan David.
Yeah, we want him to go deeper in the.
yeah, of course. But like,
absolutely.
kind of gave.
Yeah.
What a legend. Yeah. Look at you.
Well, the Inter has to overpay for him in the summer, no?
Someone's
he's
on
on
a
a
free.
free.
Yeah, he's free now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's free.
Free in the summer.
That's good business from Leo, just letting your superstar walk for free. That's fantastic.
Well, we thought he was going to leave every year for the last 2 years.
No, they're saying there's a strong possibility he renews there, but I'd be shocked.
Sometimes, but no, because you can't compete with the salaries of the
No.
Prem, which we've spoken about many
and
times.
that's where he should go.
Like some Prem team, like not Nottingham, because Wood is scoring every game, maybe, but some team that's a mid-table team in the Prem will give him, 7 million euros a season, and then Leo will offer him 2. So
Well, he'll
That's
get
what
the
we'll say.
salary will be crazy because there's no transfer fee, so he's going to get a hefty
exactly.
premium on that salary. Anyways.
Well, how does he stick with Leo for 2 million? It's just not going.
All right, let's turn our attention to tomorrow. So tomorrow we have PSG Liverpool, or if you're listening to this today, and you're Franco on the Olympico at Father Buffon at 6:00 in the morning, and you're listening to this. Although I'm not sure this will be up at 6:00 in the morning tomorrow. Sorry, Franco.
Isn't he in Aruba?
Now,
Oh
Franco's
yeah,
in
that's
Orange,
right.
or-
He is.
Yeah,
He is.
17th trip this
vacation of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So turning our attention to tomorrow, we got PSG Liverpool, mouth-watering clash. Inter Feyenoord, the battle of the Bayerns, Leverkusen taking on Munich, and then
Nice.
lastly, but certainly not least, Pena's Barcelona travel to Ibiza. No,
I
travel to
wish.
travel to Benfica to take them on in
Do it
Portugal.
all
So-
over
Yes, so bad.
I do it
It's
all
so
over again in the
bad.
Dragao.
So Pena, obviously big Barca fan. Is that the tie you're most looking forward to, or maybe let's get both sides here. Besides the Barca game, which tie are you most looking forward to, and then give us both of you give us predictions for tomorrow.
Okay, so obviously I will be watching the Barcelona game. There'll be something else on my laptop, and the other game on my laptop will be PSG and Liverpool.
Are you gonna be treating at the same time or no?
No, I've actually taken.
It's Dr. Adrian Pena, by the way.
I've taken tomorrow afternoon off so I can watch the game in peace.
Wow.
Yeah, my flexibility in the schedule helped out with that one. Yeah. Finally, Barca has a good product on the field. So, I mean, I used to watch them when they had De Jong and, all these guys playing. So I think I've earned the right to watch them play while we were playing some of the best footy in the world. So, listen, the first goal of this tie was one of the best games that I've seen in a long time. I would hope that for my heart, this game will not play out the same. But honestly, Benfica, I think if they go up for the younger lineup like they did in the group stage game, they can give us problems. You guys obviously know how Barcelona play with Flick with this insanely high offside line. Like it's like I don't know if I like it or I hate it, but when you play against a team of like young athletic guys and the line is that high, and they played like direct in the first leg, with the Franco 60-yard switches, that in a game like that, it works.
So they find the first 2 short passes, and then he's just like, I hate this. This is enough. I need to spray a
is stupid.
70-yard
Let me send
ball.
this 60-yard
Loms is
thing.
yelling.
Let me send us, because Loms wants a Randy Moss goal route.
And me
Yes,
and Pena are just there, wasted away.
I'm just running
standing
doggies
around.
and trying to win a second ball off of a flick down. Franco, that's enough. Franco, spit. And Luca walks 35 yards back into the back. I thought, can you make a pass? Can you stop it? Yeah. Anyways, back to the point. Like, I think Benfica will opt for the younger lineup again. Like, I don't see a Di Maria starting. So they'll probably opt for the younger lineup, which will give us some fits. But Barca are in the perfect form right now. So they're going into this game as good as you could possibly go into it. Healthy as well. So, I mean, I think if we want to be Barca of old, then this is a tie that you should be able to win. So,
Prediction?
for the game tomorrow?
No, for the one next week.
For the whole tie or just for the game tomorrow?
Just for the game tomorrow.
Okay, for the game tomorrow, I do think Barca will win. I think Barca will win. I think Barca will win 3-1.
Away from home?
I got 1-1. Got 1-1. Okay. It's not easy. It's not easy in Portugal. Not easy. Once that eagle starts going,
yeah,
that's it.
And the Nadish are flying through the stands?
Not the same guy as the Lazio eagle? Different?
No, that guy's gone.
Okay.
That guy's been banned.
Right. Can they show his
That
heart?
guy got lifetime footy ban?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Not fair to him. Yeah,
It's not fair.
Lou, talk to us about this PSG Liverpool game then.
You know what? Tricky one, right? I mean, Liverpool, one of the best teams in the world, but PSG playing lights out, eh? And we finally are getting a world-class Dembele, healthy, playing good, and, finishing his chances, because it's always kind of been the issue.
Check your emails, man. Check your emails.
Is that my emails going on?
Yeah, that's your email.
How do I take that off?
Tell Carm that you get 30 minutes off.
I get a lot of emails. But back to PSG, good team. Dembele finishing his chances, and he's looked efficient, right? I mean, I love Vitinha. I always have. Think he's a great player. Wicked mustache. But a big fan.
If you shave the bottom of the goatee there, you could maybe give him a run for his money.
Yeah. Honestly, just bathe in piri piri.
If Juve win Scudetto, you gotta shave the bottom and just go mustache.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
Deal. I'll do it on the show.
Oh my god, amazing.
Okay.
Well, that's not happening.
As a doctor of medicine, how has Dembele turned around his hamstrings all of a sudden?
Funny how going back home just fixes all your issues. Fixes all of your medical issues.
So it's just the baguettes, eh?
It must be the diet and the water in France, maybe.
We tried getting a baguette when we connected in France to go to Italy on our Italy game tour, and we could not find a baguette if our life depended on it.
No, we did. We got one in the airport, a cold one.
Airport baguettes, not the move.
We tried.
You tried
Inter. So wait, let's go. Final predictions: PSG, Liverpool tomorrow.
I'm gonna say 1-1 again. I just got these easy 1-1 ties.
Here's the
1-1.
fence guy.
Huh?
Here's the fence guy just sitting on it.
No, but I mean Liverpool's a favorite, right? One of the Champions League favorites. I think they are Champions League favorites right now as it stands. But I think PSG could do something. I'd like to see goals tomorrow. But let's see.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-2.
I was thinking 2-2 as well.
I was going to go 2-2.
Brilliant. Same here.
Okay.
I just feel like there's going to be goals. There's too much attacking talent.
What do we want to do next? Want to do Inter next or Bayern's? I don't really want to talk about Inter, so we could skip that if we want altogether. But
we have to though. The Inter's a tricky one. Feyenoord's a rough team right now, not that good. But Inter's got a bunch of players out. They have no wing backs. I'm pretty sure Bastoni will be playing wing back for this game in their 3-5-2.
Yeah, maybe Inzaghi won't take him off for once and they'll win a game.
Yeah, that's true. They have no Zalewski, no Darmian, no DeMarco because he got a strain, no Carlos Augusto. So they have Dumfries and Bastoni playing, no Çalhanoğlu. I think they're calling up 3 Primavera players. So this is a tricky one.
Not ideal for an away match.
Yeah, I think they're going to have Aslani, who sucks, in the mid.
So 1-1? What are you going with, 1-1?
Tomorrow
you got to bet all 4 games, 1-1. You got to parlay all 4 games, 1-1.
Now we got to bet it. If you manifest it, we bet it. That's our betting segment. Bet the ties. The ties. Yeah. 1-0 Inter.
1-0 Inter, Pena.
El Toro.
Eh? Yeah, I still think Inter will find. I'll say the ideal result's 1-0, but Luca already took it. Let's say 2-0. And
I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay.
1-1.
All right.
Leverkusen's go.
Well,
So not
Bayern is-
Leverkusen's, Bayern's.
Irons.
They've yet to beat them, right? Am I right in saying that? Munich has yet to beat Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso. Yes?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Bayern Munich wins.
Ooh.
Munich wins 2-1. I got 2-1. Okay.
I thought you were gonna say 1-1. They win 1-1.
So they just played, like, what was it, a couple weekends ago? Leverkusen balled their faces off and it somehow finished 0-0. I'll say Leverkusen wins tomorrow. I say Leverkusen 2-1.
Okay.
Right.
I'll go 1-0 Leverkusen. 1-0.
Here we
Okay.
go. Now
We'll check it.
It's
We'll
on-
check in on
As
those.
long as Boniface isn't fighting his teammates like he did this past weekend, hopefully he left that for the league game. Not sure I've seen something like that in a long time. Just literally full on scrapping a teammate.
did a lot of that between Luca and Udinese.
for real.
Yeah, Luca stealing a PK and Boniface just a ridiculous play, but his teammate takes a long touch, a heavy touch in the box, and he's back to goal. And his teammate's like running like straight on to take a shot off his own touch. And Boniface just comes in and wants to steal the goal. And they just both hit each other while they're
How's he stealing the goal if he's back to goal?
It shouldn't have, it wasn't his ball. Like,
Longs is having PTSD.
No.
it's literally
that
just a
doesn't bother me.
striker sees
No,
the
no.
ball in the
Wait,
box and like gets all crazy for the ball in the box.
I know where you're going, Lou, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't give me
He's having
PTSD.
PTSD, eh? He's having Jarek Whiteman PTSD. He's like,
Holy shit.
what do you mean? How did it happen? Like,
Yeah, What was exactly the play? Like, was he actually cleaning it on a breakaway?
Yeah.
Or, like how much of a breakaway was it?
Yeah, this doesn't seem right. I feel like you guys are ragging on Boniface for no reason.
honestly, that's a good call.
You don't know his story.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
You don't know what he's been through.
Yeah, maybe Boniface was playing wing when he didn't want to play wing.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
Karn? I mean, Lou?
Nice.
Guys, let's shift our focus to Serie A here. It was a weekend full of drama, surprises, and some pivotal results that the tightest title race in Europe at the moment. So top of the table clash this past weekend between Napoli and Inter ended 1-1. Di Marco gave Inter the lead with just an absolute delicious free kick in the 22nd minute. I hope I'm sure you both saw it. I think I posted it in the group anyways, so you guys for sure saw that. And then, by the way, before I keep going with this, I was watching the post game with Diletta, and they asked him what his favorite goal at Inter has been in his entire career, and they showed this montage, and I forgot how many banger goals this guy has actually scored in his career.
Unreal goals.
Like I was like, oh, is this montage ending at some point? Because this is actually insane at the
What about
moment.
wing back? So.
But yeah, he scored an absolute perfect free kick in the 22nd minute to put them up 1-0 away from home, and then Napoli pressed for an equalizer. Beautiful second half by Napoli, and they found it late in the 87th minute through Philip Billing. So this result perfect for Juve, as two Juve fans here, because it keeps the title race tighter than ever with Inter on 58 and Napoli just behind on 57, and then really a dropped opportunity by Atalanta tying 0-0 away to at home, I think, to Venezia. So they're on 55, and they go into this weekend with Juve, who, they secured the 2-0 solid win over Verona. We dominated them. Yeah, we struggled to score, but we created a ton of chances. And none other than Coop Miners sealed it with the 2-0, and Thuram, who's been an absolute beast, scored the first one to put us to break the deadlock there. So this one just puts Juve just 6 points off the top four, and they have an upcoming clash with third place Atalanta where they could go level. So considering all the chaos they've had to deal with this season, Lou, has Motta turned the ship around? Should we be thinking Scudetto here? I mean, we're 6 points off. Should we be thinking Scudetto?
I think even if we win, no, only because of Napoli's strength of schedule. They have an easy one. We have a pretty difficult one. I think it's not. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's Napoli Scudetto to lose after this result, because they have a lot more easy games than Inter right now. I just don't see Juve doing it. I mean, we've won 5 off the hop, right? That being said, Napoli has easy strength of schedule, but they have not won a game in 5 games. You guys know that? They have 3 draws, 2 losses, I think. And that's the longest Conte's ever gone without a win in domestic football. Even at Tottenham, where he was terrible, right? He was pretty terry at Tottenham. But I still think it's Napoli's to win. See, it definitely, I think 4 points would have been a little tougher. But who knows? I thought the Napoli game was crazy. They were a lot better than Inter. Am I okay to say that? I think Inter had 1 shot on target, 0 attempts in the second half. 0 attempts. And you know what I respected? And I've always been a guy on Conte about he only plays one way. But down 1-0 in the second half, I like what he did. He went to like a 2-4-4 almost, the Carm way. Carm loves the 2-4-4. And he went for it. I mean, he's doing this with 2 Scottish guys. Let's face the facts here, who are really good, eh? Both of them amazing.
I don't know why you're ragging on the Scottish.
It's Scottish guys, like what in
Italy.
Serie A, in
all
Italy.
Poor Scottish fans of the show just all going to leave us.
Right.
Unsubscribing as we speak.
McTominay.
Wicked fans. Scottish fans are wicked. They don't stop.
Give us a good Scottish fan story. Let's go.
You know what? They love Maradona because he beat England, right? So they'll sing any song about Maradona if they see the English.
Sing it.
I don't even remember it. I was set. But
I'm sure Luca wasn't in the right state of mind.
Yeah, I wasn't either. But they have one wicked Maradona song, and I forget it now. And there's the God, right? The goat of goats right there. That's a signed picture right there, right?
Nice. Diego Armando.
Yeah, Diego Armando just rocking his Puma gitch and running.
I've got a question for Loms. What would you prefer? Conte winning the Scudetto or Inter winning the Scudetto?
Conte winning
Wow,
the Scudetto.
Really?
Yeah.
After he just pissed on you guys?
Yeah, but that's, you know what? I don't take that personally because I did when it happened, but now he's done it to every single club he's been at, so I just don't take it personally.
So it's more
it's just
like
what he does. It has nothing to do with you.
It's his thing. It's not you.
It's his thing. It's his
him.
MO, and
it's me. It's not you.
Yeah. So I don't take it personally, and I hate Inter, so I don't want them to win ever. It doesn't matter who their coach is. I don't want them to win. And if we go back to Juve for a sec, I did see something, and I've shit on Thiago Motta a lot this year, and I like to keep an open mind. I take all the info I can get, but I saw a cool one. I don't know if you saw this one, Lou, where his stats this year are identical to Conte's stats in 2011, 2012 at this stage. 53. I think Conte had 1 more point than we did. 53 points. The same amount of ties, ironically.
Yeah, I remember that year. We tied him.
And we have a loss, and he didn't have a loss, but our goal differential is way better. So,
really?
Yeah, the exact same stats. Wins, losses, just they had 53. That year, we had 53 points at this point, 52, and our goal difference was way better, but Conte's team had way less goals against. So, I don't know, man. We got a young team.
We also had the BBC. We got, who do we got? Gatti and Lord Kelly.
And
Kalulu's back.
Kalulu's back.
Yeah. We need Renato Vega back. Good pickup. Huge pickup.
And Costa played finally, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he played last game as well.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he came out.
Not to jump through a bunch of good teams, because I feel bad for them. They're gonna be upset that we're not talking about them. I'm talking about the Bolognas, the Fiorentinas, Udinese's putting together a solid campaign. So there's a lot of teams we could talk about now, and maybe this is the one and only time we'll talk about them. But Milan's woes just continue. Like, we're talking about them because they're a big, like, you know, after being ousted in the Champions League by Feyenoord, they suffered back-to-back losses in Serie A, and Conceição's been blaming mistakes at this point. But guys, what the hell is wrong with Milan?
I mean, I think a lot. I forget who said this to me, but someone said it. How can you trust in a team that relies on Joao Felix and Leao, who are the 2 most dishonest players and don't work? And I forget who said that. And you know what? It's pretty valid, right? They also are playing Pavlovic way too much. Like, I don't understand. That guy's slower than Roosh.
We're really picking on him today.
That's true. I love him, man. I'm kidding.
He's going to be listening to this on the plane.
But he's sleeping in the first pod. He's in the first class pod.
Business class, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Roosh is fitter now, though, eh? I can't even say anything. I think he's faster now than he was when he was younger.
Yeah. He's faster than Saltini, that's for sure. Saltini had a breakaway in the semifinal from half, and I think the striker ran 25 yards and caught him on the breakaway.
The coach caught him with his foot.
And for those listening, this is 5v5 soccer, not indoor 11-a-side, by the way.
No. He literally had a clean in breakaway, and it looked like he had a weighted vest and shackles on, trying to go on the breakaway. And then it didn't even end with a shot or anything. It just
came off for a sub, eh?
It just ended with I think a dump in.
Well, he didn't want to do the work back.
Like a dump in for a change. It was like
dumped it in.
What just happened? He passed it behind literally the blue park at the soccer center and went for a change.
It's smart. That's a team player. That's what you don't get. He's a team player.
0 stats, 0 shots. Just good old fourth line striker.
You know who else has been terrible? Mike Magnan has been.
Oh, I thought you were going to say on Sons of CI.
No. Mike Magnan is a big problem right now for Milan. I get, we think that he's a world-class keeper because his CV up until this point had proven that he is. He's having one of the worst seasons, in European footy for a keeper right now. I don't know what's wrong with him. The mistakes that he's made in the last month are right now, not even Salty makes those mistakes.
It's like it just ate like an energy bar or of some sort.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Your audio went crazy. Hey, fix your... This podcast is hacked.
What is Siri just going? Sorry, I apologize. Did you guys hear everything I said there or no?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so Siri popped on for some reason.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
You're stupid.
The goal where he comes out of his box and hammers it off Tiao into his whole head. What is that?
Yeah.
I get it. Obviously, we all want to pick on Conceição, and he's the low hanging fruit. But what are you supposed to do when your keeper's making those kind of mistakes? Even the goal in Champions League, it's a muffin. It's a muffin at his first post at his hands, and it somehow gets through him. I make that save with my foot. I don't know how that goes in, right?
And then spray it to Salty for a counter.
Right? And now we're all picking on Conceição, which again, he's got some things wrong too, but it's
he's like a bootleg Conte.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do when Pavlovic wants to chase a guy and give him a karate plancha from behind?
That wasn't a red, though.
Not a red.
Not a red.
No, but it's not a red. But when I was watching it live, I thought it was a red because it was I
think he thinks the trailing leg does that.
He just runs full speed.
It wasn't.
There's no slowdown. There's nothing.
Yeah, I get
touch the guy from behind, right? It looked worse than what it was.
But give the yellow. Let's move on. Still a game.
With the way that you have VAR now, on plays like that, you should give the yellow. And then if it is a disgusting tackle, then the VAR is going to help you. But I think because you called the red, VAR couldn't do anything at that point, right? So,
but I'll tell you what's wrong with these teams. Juve, Milan combined. Milan worse than Juve. It starts from the top down for me. You get rid of a guy like Maldini. You get rid of the DNA of a club. It starts at the top.
Were we okay?
Pioli did a great job.
Pioli did a great job, and I didn't agree with that firing. But I'm saying you get rid of these club legends who and we're not talking about club legends. We're talking about Maldini, who's a legend of the sport.
The club legend.
The club legend. You get rid of him, and it's the same with Juve. I don't see anybody at the top there that knows what it means to be at Juve and lead Juve. And Yeli had to leave for whatever reasons. And there's just this sort of turmoil that then trickles down, and it doesn't matter who the coach is at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But they're in 9th right now, guys. 9th.
They're crazy. In trouble. They won't make Europa or conference. And you lose a lot of money. I know
it's not going to make it into Europa. That's a long way.
It's a second-rate tournament, but it's still money, right? And they need
the cash, especially Serie A teams. You need the cash of playing in Europe. You need the cash. So, I don't know. They still have time to turn it around, but I don't want to make it a nationality thing, but you got the Portuguese national team and
the Portuguese jerseys now.
With
that off-white collection, what were they doing?
Off-white jerseys.
Those were terrible,
awful.
And then I don't know. Yeah. Luca brings up a good point. It's Leao is he's one of these guys where it's You know, if you're like a 10-year-old kid and then you watch his highlight pack, you're like, oh, this guy's like the best player in the world. And then you watch him play for 90 minutes and you're like, Chelsea wanted this guy for $100 million? Like why? Like he's got some moments where like, again, he feels like that highlight player where it's like he did a nasty Meg, like I think it was a couple weekends ago where he like
on the line,
the Champions League one where he I don't know what he did. He turned
so
like
dirty
a player and so that goes on a highlight tape. And now all the kids are talking about it, even though he wasn't good in the game, but he had that highlight tape, right? So it's like, and then Joao Felix is just, it's the same story over.
Come on, he's played for how many big clubs?
Like he's played forever. Like his CV is going to be amazing at the end of it because
Him and Morata are battling.
He's going to probably go to some, I don't know, some other team in Spain or something. Like he's going to keep bouncing from big.
He'll play at Galatasaray at one point.
At some point, he'll be in Turkey. Yeah. Even though he's got a good head of lettuce. He doesn't need to be in Turkey, but he's got a good head of lettuce. Yeah, but I think it all went downhill when his girlfriend cheated on him. What?
Did she?
Yeah, with Pedro Porro.
With Pedro,
the guy on Tottenham, the right back. Magu, I think her name is Magu Cordeira.
Sure, shit. You gotta be better on the podcast. That should be a picture. Bang.
You want a picture of Magu?
Guys, if we had a separate producer, then they could pull that up. And
I'd be asking my producer to pull up Magu's Instagram.
Like Theo Vaughn, he like says like, can you pull that up?
Yeah.
We don't got that kind of time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty tired at the moment.
It's like
I did a double. Here we go.
You pull it up?
Yeah, I got one.
This is crazy.
Like what am I allowed to put up here? Like there's some spicy ones.
Well, I imagine like PG of it.
Okay.
This is good. That's like the producer did it. You're the producer.
Thanks. Hey, thanks for that, Tommy.
Let's do something new now. We're gonna end off the episode here with something new I like to call, is it in the locker or it's not in the locker? And for those who don't know the saying, this is where I throw out some hot takes and we decide if these players or coaches are staying within their locker or not. And what that means is, I'll give you a perfect analogy. We all have things that are in our locker and are not in our locker. So me personally, I don't have a top of the box, top bin free kick. It's just not in my locker, guys.
What about me at Pena?
In the locker. 14 kilometers a game and tireless runs in behind the back line. In my locker.
What about me and Pena?
I can't even do 14
Not in
clicks.
our locker.
I can't even do 14 clicks in my car.
I did 14 clicks this year.
So first up, I'm gonna play you guys
Is Lom's bouncing volley from 40 yards out in his locker or not?
It's not.
It is because I've scored with it before. And if you score that kind of goal, then you only have to score one. You only have to get one. You only have to get one, and it stays in the locker forever.
It stays forever?
At some point, they clean the locker.
Forever.
At some point, the janitor goes in at the end of the season.
No.
At some point.
It's an old towel now. It's got to be washed.
Yeah. For those listening, if there's a bouncing ball that just, when it just sits up perfectly.
Perfect.
And you're 30, 40 yards from goal, I'm taking a crack on goal. I'm shooting. Even
if it's a 3-on-1.
If it's a 3-on-1, I'm shooting. Because it's sitting up nicely and Luca's yelling. So it's in the locker because that stays forever because I scored one time with it. But the first one I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to pull up the clip here, is Jesse Marsch. He had a spicy take on, we don't get political on this podcast, but, it's a tumultuous time right now between our neighboring countries, Canada and the U.S.
Terror state, baby.
I really liked what Jesse said. And you know what? I like him for the Canadian national team. He's been a breath of fresh air, and he's really embraced being our coach here. And
so, you say he's doing a better
these international tournaments.
So guys, I'm fired up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to battle for this guy. And Nations League is coming up soon. Is it in his locker? Is this his, with the LeBron James shut up and dribble, moment? Is he in the locker by stepping over these lines of politics and sport, or is it not in his locker and just not address this at all?
So I think it's in his locker for sure. He's an individual that's experienced both sides of the debate, right? So he's lived in other countries in the world too. He's lived also in England, right? So
he's a global citizen.
England, so he's got global citizenship. So So
over.
when an American speaking of his own country in that way, you got to listen and respect it, right? And a lot of the points that he said are very true, right? Like the part that makes our national team so great at the moment is that we got guys from different experiences, right? And I mean that's what other countries have done too for their national teams, right? If we look at France, right, they've opened doors for immigration, and now I know it pains you guys to admit it, but they have one of the best things going for the last probably 15 years, right? So, yeah,
but we won Euros.
yeah. Yeah.
He knows what he's doing though too, and I don't knock him for it.
Yeah.
He saw what happened in the Four Nations for
With hockey.
sure.
So I think he
and
saw
hockey
that.
and how that really rallied the guys, and it was a amazing series of games between Canada and the U.S. So he knows what he's doing, and,
He's trying to fire up
I
the
don't knock
lads.
him for it. I think he's in the locker here.
He's trying to fire up the lads.
Yeah, absolutely in the locker. I was just at the summit, actually, a soccer summit in Niagara, and he was there, and very humble guy, easy guy to like. And, I say this, Herdman was not. Herdman was arrogant, all about himself. Jesse Marsch, the first thing he said to us as he was explaining, his philosophies was, there's no right way. This is my way of doing things. You think you ever hear that from John Herdman?
No, because Herdman's way is the perfect way.
Is the only way.
It's
the only way. And that's why he was a little twerp.
And he's got his AirPods in. So when you coach with AirPods in, you're getting everything.
Oh,
Yeah, but when the drones are flying, you got to get the info.
And then when you're cheating and you're flying drones over the other
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's allegedly, but we all know who started that all.
But Jesse Marsch, good guy, knows his stuff. I will say this, said a lot of good things, and everyone's freaking out because Jesse Marsch, national team coach. Oh my God, I learned so much. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, I'm grateful for Carm, because everything Carm says is what Jesse Marsch was saying. And, we take for granted because we were under Carm for how long, right? And he taught us so much. And that's a credit to Carm. I mean, but Jesse Marsch is good shit, good coach. And, I'm happy.
Did he run a session or just do a talk?
Yeah. So he did a talk. He did a talk explaining attacking principles, and then he ran a session.
Did you jump in?
I mean, if I would have buzzed.
As a neutral?
I would have
You
buzzed.
didn't help as a neutral?
Come on.
Yeah, neutral for sure.
You put me in he had one possession exercise. Woo. Everything's about transition with Jesse Marsch. And he did say he has the fastest team he's ever had. Makes sense. Everything's about transition. And that is football these days, right? That is football.
Look at
He
Liverpool.
did a good job. He knows what he's doing.
Look at Liverpool.
Guys, our second in the locker or not. I'm going to show you this clip here, and you guys let me know if this guy is in his locker or not. That's enough of that. I'm going to take that off. So
That is insane.
okay, so you're going with not in the locker, Lou.
Not in the locker. That is not in the locker. And I can't believe this is part of our show. I feel like we lose credibility for that nonsense. Like, it's Zinedine Zidane. Do we understand what that guy did? And
Can we get an account name of who said that? Like, who's the person that said that?
Oh my God, blasphemous TikTok, man.
It's got to be one of those Premier League pundits, those Premier League guys who only watch the Premier
That
League.
guy should be banned, murdered, something.
Zinedine Zidane is everything you would want your child to play as a footballer. Like everything.
But you made a good point, Pena, that the new school, the kids that we all coach, it's the TikTok generation, the highlight reel generation.
They watch highlight
generation,
and they look at stats as if you're in like a stats class in university. Like
that's they're on the Blue Jays front office. They look at analytics.
So that's how my brother thinks about footy. Like they think about footy as I have player A who scored 12 goals and 7 assists, and I have player B who only scored 9 and 6. But player B is Pedri, and player A is, I don't know,
Hoop Miners.
And it's like, okay, well, this guy is better than this guy just because he scored more goals. That's how the new school generation looks at players, right? Like, that's why kids think that Anthony is like the best player in the world. And it's like,
Betis legend.
He's doing all right.
So this is the best example I give about Zidane. Like, when I watch Zidane play, he made me feel something watching him play footy. Like, there's very few players that I can watch and be like, okay, he's not the most physical. He's not the most physically gifted. He's not athletic. But
he
it's
was
like
sexy. Sexy is the
I
word
watched
to
that guy
describe
play
it.
football,
Elegant.
and I'm just like, man, like he's way better than everyone. Like even though he doesn't have any of those traits, his first touch, his vision, his IQ, like and it's
He
very
was in Ronaldinho. Him,
it's early,
Ronaldinho. They were those beautiful, sexy, like with the
fantastic to
ball at their
watch him play.
feet.
And you want to know who that is now? It's Pedri. Because
Yeah.
if you speak to a child about Pedri, they won't. So they'll tell you that like I don't know that Bellingham is way better because he scores more goals. And I would tell you that Pedri's a way better. I mean, in my opinion, Pedri's the best midfielder in the world.
Okay, but don't say way better than Bellingham.
He's
Let's
not way
calm
better,
down.
but
Okay, yeah.
Pedri is the best midfielder in the world, but he's not going to score 10 goals ever in his career.
Yes.
But
And I agree with what you're saying. There's an elegance to him. He's so comfortable and clean on the ball. They make the right decisions on the ball.
right, like there's
I will
things.
say this. My dad used to sometimes curse Zidane watching Juve every week growing up, because he always used to say the ball used to go to him and the play used to slow down. And the play used to slow down. The ball, the game would die with Zidane because the ball. Not that I'm saying my dad didn't rate him, but I do remember it watching him as a kid, and my dad was like, he slows the game down too much. You go faster. We're building up. It goes to Zidane and it slows down. But I mean, to say that he's the most overrated, like, get out of here,
Come
this
on,
guy.
he got World Player of the Year, FIFA World Player of the Year 3 times. Like that. We're not talking about an overrated player here. I think he only won Ballon d'Or once, though, right?
Only.
I know. I'm just saying. But World Player of the Year, he's the only player to have won a Euros and a World Cup and get Player of the Tournament in each of them. The only player.
He sucks.
Is that an overrated player? Like, get real. He was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Loved watching him. Don't quote me on this, but I think he did score a 10 in the Gazzetta.
And he won Italy a World Cup.
Hey, he's a legend.
Legend.
That's a legend.
Guys,
And that wasn't the first time I seen him headbutt someone with Juve in Champions League. Also headbutted a guy on the ground.
Yeah, it's this thing.
You got to mark your territory.
I'm going to give you guys, we like talking about other sports too. We're excited about footy because it's our love and the World Cup's on the horizon next year. But I'm going to give you guys the last one, bonus take. So Travis Hunter, for our non-footy watchers, he's a college football player, top 5 NFL pick coming up in the draft. He plays both offense and defense, which is unheard of at this level, and does it really well. He said what he does is harder than what Shohei Ohtani does in Major League Baseball, which is pitch and hit for the Dodgers and do that very well, to say the least. So, guys, is Travis Hunter, is this in his locker or is it not in his locker? What's harder to do?
What he does is more impressive than Shohei?
He says it's harder to play offense and defense, cornerback and wide receiver in football. So what he does is harder than what Shohei Ohtani does in baseball, which is pitch and hit.
The only thing it's harder than, it's more physically demanding. That
It's physically taxing. It's more physically taxing.
Because Shohei can be eating those pokey sticks in the clubhouse some nights.
No.
So what? I don't know what he would eat. He wouldn't eat that.
Peanuts. They eat peanuts in the clubhouse.
Hot dog, peanuts, pokey
Cracker
stick.
Jacks. And then he get his translator to bet a parlay for him.
Amazing.
You think we don't know it was you, Shohei? You think we don't know it was you?
Come on. But what a legend he is. More physically demanding, not harder, because Shohei is the best pitcher and the best hitter. Like, he dominates Major League Baseball. Travis Hunter, he's not going to be the best wide receiver.
He hasn't even done it at the highest level yet.
And he's not going to be the best corner in the NFL. He's not going to be.
Yeah, because Cooper DeJean has that locked up.
No, whoa, chill. PS2.
It is
so,
it is
but he said the word harder, so I guess because of the cardio aspect of it. But the reality is the skill set of a wide receiver and a corner are very similar. So
yeah, they're just shorter wide receivers, right?
Like
one catches the ball, the other doesn't.
The wide receiver. So pretty much every corner starts as a wide receiver,
and then they suck.
And then they can't catch, and then the coach says, "Hey, pal, you're going to be a corner now because you can't catch."
It's like the U12 kid who's like, "Hey, it's time for you to go in net."
It's the kid who's like a left winger his whole life and then transitions to left back, right? Like that's kind of what. But so the skill set itself is a transferable skill set from wide receiver to corner because they have quick feet. They are laterally fast. All kind of the skill sets are very similar. To pitch a ball in baseball and to bat are different skill sets entirely, right? So the fact that this guy can throw a fastball at 98 and then lead the league in home runs,
He's the best.
we're never gonna see this ever again. Like we're not gonna see this. Like,
So let me ask you this. And we'll end on this. If you had 100 at bats,
oh God,
if you had 100 at bats, and we'll throw this out to
to Jamal.
our fans out there.
Jamal,
If you had 100 at bats with a major league pitcher, I'm not even going to say Shohei Ohtani,
Okay.
just an average, not a below average.
Alex
not
Manoah.
Shohei Ohtani, bang average
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
middle. If you had 100 at bats against that MLB pitcher, do you make contact? The bat hits the ball, not a single, not reach base. Do you make contact with one pitch, or are you swinging and missing like crazy?
he can dirt the ball 100 times and I would swing at every single.
And he can throw different pitches, right?
Yes, he's using the whole arsenal of pitches.
Everything.
You wouldn't touch it.
Zero.
You wouldn't even come
Zero.
close.
You wouldn't
Zero.
touch it.
Zero.
And if you did touch it by accident, you would fracture a metacarpal bone in your hand. From the vibration of the bat in your hand would shatter. You need surgery.
Could you imagine my hands on the bat?
With how soft
You
they
would
are,
ruin them. You
No,
would
they
ruin
just
you would
explode.
ruin them.
They just explode.
Yeah. Like George Costanza, you'd ruin your hands.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's episode.
We are back.
We're
Woo!
back, baby. My kids are sleeping.
Well,
Thanks for tuning in, and a huge shout out to our sponsors, Addison Alberta Events, for making every event unforgettable, and the Genius Studios for your business to business marketing needs. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, hit us up on social media with your hot takes, and look out for the next episode next week. Guys, say something to the fans. Say bye.
Visca Barça, Visca.
Fino alla fine.
Forza Coop Miners.
Forza to
Hey, who is that guy, Coop Miners?
Honestly, Zook just found out about him yesterday.
Later.
Later,
Bye.
ragazzi.
Take care.